Host, Attorney Jerome Payne. Live TV talk on your digital device on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download the SVP TV app right now. Check us out every Tuesday on Comcast Cable, Channel 17, 8:30 p.m. And we are live every Friday on Facebook Live, 6 o'clock in the evening. You've got a question? Our attorneys have the answer. So let's talk law with Attorney Daryl O'Neill on the SVP TV network.
Welcome to Talking Law with Daryl O'Neill. I'm your host. I got my main man Jerome with me.
What's up, Daryl?
Man, another day in the neighborhood.
Yes, sir. It's a cold one today.
Man, you brought the hawk up in here, didn't you?
Yeah, man. It's about time, though. Here we are at the last of December.
Yeah,
and this finally just got a little winter blast going.
So, you know, today we got, if you got Facebook Live or you have YouTube Live, you know, you can actually call into the show and ask any questions you want. We'll answer those questions.
Yes.
If you have Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, or the SVP TV network app, call on in and we can answer any of your questions. If not, you're going to have to get us on a repeat.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to give our shout outs, Jerome.
Okay.
So shout outs to, to California.
Yes.
Shout outs to West Memphis. I'm sorry, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
Shout outs to West Memphis.
Yes.
Shout out to Memphis. Shout outs to Mississippi. Got to give a shout out to the wife. I give every week, every month, or every week on the show, I give a shout out to everyone, my mother, and I don't never say my wife.
Oh my God!
I don't know what I'm thinking about, man. I'm trying to get in divorce court,
Yes.
man, with that craziness.
Yes.
So give a shout out to my wife.
Yeah.
Shout out to the great state of Missouri, Mom.
Yes.
Welcome. So Jerome, this is that worst time of the year, man. Let me tell you the reason why I say that.
Look, this is the most marvelous time of the year.
In some eyes,
Yes.
in some eyes it's not.
Yes.
So, I say this is the worst time of the year because if you've grown up in the concept of Christmas gifts, receiving and giving, you've gone into the thought process of, I have to spend money at this time of the year. Potentially money I don't have.
And for gifts for people that you don't like.
No, I can't stand it. If they weren't my family, I wouldn't even like them, man.
Right.
So you spend, so you at the end of the year trying to figure out how to do these things that you may or may not be able to afford.
Right.
So you're gonna do them anyway,
Right.
whether you can afford them or not. And then you'll spend from the end of the year, or I should say December 26th, the day after Christmas, until next Christmas, paying those debts off.
For sure.
So, I want to talk about bankruptcy.
Well, before we get there, let's just kind of ease.
Let's back up a little bit.
Ease up on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is in fact one of the best economies that we've had in a very, very long time.
Okay.
Because when the pandemic came along, it wiped out all kinds of things, man. But following the pandemic, our representatives got busy, produced the vaccine that brought us from the brink of disaster. They gave us enhanced unemployment. Mm-hmm. They gave us stimulus checks. They grew the economy, and the unemployment rate dipped. Inflation skyrocketed, but it's even getting under control. So people had more to spend in reserves. You talked about it too, but they didn't pay their rent. I know that.
They got all that money, all that stimuli, and Wells was still getting it.
Right.
Make me understand that. But anyway, that's a whole other.
But that's okay. Because look, there you only live one time.
Yeah.
You live and then you die, and so you have regrets that you don't buy presents for people and make them feel good, because the scripture says there's more blessing to give than receive. And so this is a Christian a religious radio, a TV program. So we encourage people to love on each other,
Right.
to make the next person feel good. Even, and they said, and sometimes you do it until it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happens when you do it till it hurts? Then the bottom falls out.
Yeah.
But it's not, all is not lost there, because there is a safe harbor. We call it a safe harbor.
Well, you say safe harbor.
Yeah.
I say fresh start.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You know,
As long as we get to the same place.
so let's get to, yeah. Now, and here's the problem with, here's the thing with that.
Yes.
The fresh start.
Yes.
The courts put in that system to help people when you have done things in excess.
No
Or
question.
you have made mistakes.
Right.
Or you have overburdened your
Well,
ability.
well, even if it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
Even if it was
Yeah.
you said to yourself that I am going to start a business.
Right.
I don't have the experience, but I want to start a business because I just feel like I'm a good chef.
Yeah.
People come by the house, and they tell them, say what? Man, you need to open, man, because it's just for you to open restaurant. So I stepped out there and tried it.
Right.
Because we encourage entrepreneurship, right?
We do.
So
We do.
So it wasn't a mistake.
Right. No,
It
I
was
get
an
that.
idea.
I get that.
You see what
I
I'm
get
saying?
that. I get that. And that makes a lot. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And again, but whatever it is,
Right.
for whatever reason, the law makes provisions to help people that have gone out on faith,
Absolutely.
or have made mistakes. However you want to look at it.
Absolutely.
And that's the bankruptcy system.
Absolutely. Because it's an ancient antiquity system that started years and years and years ago, because we encourage people to try. Sometimes say the only thing that beats a failure is what? Is a try,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So sometimes things don't work out. So the third time it not work out.
Yeah.
But if you do step out there, we don't want you to lose hope,
Right.
Because there is some relief available,
Right.
And we call it relief there because, and the reason why I am so sold on this is I've been doing this 30 years now, never seen anybody dance up in my office, clapping and shouting to file a bankruptcy. Ever. I've been doing it 30 years.
Yeah.
But I do have a box of tissues on every desk in my office because I've seen grown men break out in tears there. You did it for a while, didn't you?
I did.
And people, that's not something somebody would just choose randomly, right?
No, it's not. And it's really interesting. I stopped doing bankruptcy in 2005.
That's when the law changed.
The law changed.
Right.
And I did it all the way up, and maybe because some of the cases held over to the end of 2005 and 2006 when
Gotcha.
they finally finalized itself out.
Gotcha.
But when I did bankruptcies, and Jerome, we're going to probably disagree on this one,
Yeah,
definitely.
okay.
I did Chapter 7.
Okay.
I refused to do Chapter 13.
Oh my goodness.
I refused to do Chapter 13s because
Well, that's the purpose of this, to show you that you were wrong. You were absolutely wrong.
well, okay. So, and here's the thing about
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
I think the Chapter 13 system. So let me back off of that.
Okay.
Let me say why I didn't.
Okay,
do it.
okay, that's fine.
So, I believe that Chapter 7 or bankruptcy is an opportunity to fresh start you.
Okay.
The problem that I always had with Chapter 13s is, number one, probably when I did the statistics when I was doing them. And the reason why I didn't do 13 is because when I looked at the statistics when I was doing, about 75% of the people that went into 13s did not complete.
And they really needed to do a chapter 7.
Chapter 7.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And so because that failure rate was so high,
Okay.
you know, and a chapter 7 is a total liquidation.
Yes.
But it's a liquidation that allows you, this is my perception when I was doing them, Jerome. It's a liquidation that allows you to keep things potentially that you can afford. Okay?
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because what ends up happening is,
I'm locked in on that. Yeah.
in chapter 7, if you have a home, you can keep your home. You know.
Well, with some strings. attached.
Well, you got the homestead exemption.
Well, but it depends on the
How much
value of your home
and how much equity
you have in your home. Right.
But the reason why you're in bankruptcy is because you don't have that kind of equity. 99% of the people that are there don't have that kind of equity in their home.
Possibly. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
they're up.
Well, one thing too, Darryl. Let me just me hear you make this point. The homestead exemption in the state of Tennessee is absolutely lousy.
It is.
It was only $5,000 probably when you were doing it.
It was.
Then it went to $7,500.
Right.
But now it's $35,000.
Yeah, well, that was the change on the, but
No, that just happened 2 years ago. That's a state exemption.
Yeah, but when it was 5,000,
Right.
And I very seldom did a husband and wife purposely.
Right.
You know, but every now and then I did do one or two, but it got to do $10,000.
Right.
But the thing about it is, and then you also could keep a certain amount of money.
Right.
I mean, I can't remember the numbers then.
Well, it's $10,000 in cash.
Yeah. But
merchandise or goods.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So, you know, and then you have your homestead exemption.
That's right.
Most people didn't have that kind of equity. Then you could actually reach out to if you had a car, you know, you could reach out to the dealers and ask them to basically allow you to reaffirm that car
the debt,
and keep that debt.
That's right.
But what I've always did to those people when they came in, and I was like, look, we looked at these numbers. You don't want to be, because everybody allowed them to reaffirm.
Right.
Regardless of how much debt they own and have, which was, to me, was lousy. And I would get on people. I was like, okay, we're here because of these numbers don't match these numbers.
Right.
Okay, what you owe
That's good.
and what you bring in are not equal.
That's good.
And whatever they are, you know, what you bring in is not enough to get you past that. You know,
that's good.
You miss one paycheck, you miss one whatever, you hurting. So this gives you a chance to clean all that up. So sometimes if you have a car, 3 cars, you know, like Herm Edwards used to say to people, how many cars can you drive?
Mm-hmm.
You can drive one, so you only need one car, get rid of the rest.
Right.
You know, and that's 2 payments. You know, if you had 3 cars, that's 2 other sets of payments that you don't have to worry about.
That's right.
So now you only got 1 payment. Your house, you know, you gotta, you know, you should have enough to take care of that because you qualify for it in the first place. And then you can you can actually then negotiate with the lenders to get that interest rate down. They normally don't do those in 7s. They do that really in 13s where they require them to negotiate the interest
That's
down.
exactly right.
But in 7s, they will work with you because they know you have the option to just let it go.
That's right.
And
True.
so they don't want you to let that house go. They want you to reaffirm that debt.
That's right.
So they will work with you, put all the other, you know, get rid of all the old payments.
That's right.
Give you a clean slate, put you up to speed, and, you know, renegotiate your interest rate. Got your car away. If you had all these credit cards, you wiped them off.
Yes.
You know, because most people don't have all these additional assets. So now, when you come out of bankruptcy, all you have left when you come out of bankruptcy is your house payment, and if you could afford it, 1 car note.
Yes.
And if you were drowning before, that fresh started you.
That's true. That's true.
Now, the problem is, you know, once you do that, every creditor and their mama will try to give you credit.
Flooding you with
They'll
offers.
flood
Yeah,
you.
with
That's why when
offers.
people say,
That's
man,
right.
I don't worry about it. Dude, when you file bankruptcy,
Yes.
they going to give you everything because they know you can't do it again for 7 years.
That's right. It's eight years.
Okay.
Eight years now.
Okay.
2005 brought in 8 years.
Yeah. Well, when I was 7 years,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So so they knew that. So I'm gonna get payments out of you for at least 7 years.
That's right.
Or I'm gonna do some other stuff.
That's right.
So that's the reason why I did chapter 7, because
Okay.
I knew chapter 13, 75 to 80% of the people didn't complete. 75 to 80% of the people ended up right back where they were because they didn't complete the plan.
Yeah. Okay. But there. Okay. So now, so you're right. I agree with you. 100, maybe not 100.
Some percentage for less than 100, less than 100, but more than zero.
Less than 100. And look, it lasts 180 days from start to finish. You could start the process in January and be done by July. You know what I'm saying? 180 days, 6 months. You'll be done with your fresh start.
For 13.
For 7.
For 7. Oh yeah, for 7.
Yeah, 180 days.
Oh no, that's why I like 7.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing 100. But there, look what you missed. Look what you missed. You missed the fact that you could reduce the percentage, the interest rate on your automobile.
You could.
You could have missed 5, 6, 7, 8 payments on the automobile, and not have to try to catch those payments back up.
You could.
So that's the 13 would do for you. You could have lost your driver's license, and a 13 will help you recover your driver's license. You could be behind on your child support, and they have taken your license from you because you're behind on child. And you can get them back in a 13. You could now. Normally, you're not able to modify a home mortgage in a bankruptcy period, but you could probably discharge a second mortgage in a chapter 13.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It just depends.
Right.
It's so many marvelous things that you can do in a 13
Right.
that are restricted in a 7. In fact, a 7 is so dangerous to get in if you're not completely honest with your attorney.
Oh yeah. No. Oh no. That,
You see what I'm saying? Right.
But you know what? I thought, and this is what we did when we did 37.
Okay.
Clients what now? Honest.
Not all. No, well,
Well, a lot of. Okay, I'm sorry. You always want me to be politically correct. So
yeah, of course.
clients a lot of times forgot stuff.
Yes, right. Or they don't understand the importance.
Yeah. But what I would always
complete
do,
disclosure.
what I did is we pulled the credit report.
Yeah. Okay. That's
You know,
fine. Yeah.
and when we pulled the credit report, when you came in, we asked about all that,
That's true.
and we put all that stuff
That's
on
true.
there.
That's true.
But even in the 7, Jerome, you were right. You can modify those things in the 13. But the savvy lawyer and an astute client can do the same thing in a 7. Because those guys will work with you. Because they know what ends up happening is, I'm going to let you keep it.
Well, the thing about it too is, but see, the problem is people are emotionally involved.
Oh my God! Yes, they are.
With their things.
Oh,
you
they
know?
are.
So.
Oh my God! Yes.
That's the credit. That's to the creditor's advantage.
It is. It is.
So, but if you act like a Daryl O'Neal, you know what? Come get this joint.
Man, dog.
Then you can do that, but most people are too emotionally involved.
Yeah.
I've been had this car a long time, and I don't. So
Dude,
you're right.
you upside down,
So,
man. You gotta.
As long as they're not
yeah.
emotionally involved, then you're absolutely right. You can do some good stuff.
And look, I've had some clients, and it's funny you say that, that, I did a 7, and they had 3 cars or 4 cars, more. I'm like, yo, you need to, oh, no. My son or my daughter, they go, you are in the middle of this because of whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to get rid of this.
Exactly.
Oh, no. And they didn't.
And they wind up right
They wound
back.
up, no, they didn't wind up right back. They wound up worse.
Okay.
Because they can't do chapter 7 now.
That's right.
You done.
Right.
You know,
that's right, because you just did
You
one, so
just-
you can't go back.
You can't go back.
Right. But you can do a 13.
You can do a 13.
You can do a 13, though.
Yeah, and they may end up doing that, but they didn't do it with me.
Yeah, give him my number.
Oh, dude, I give your number. Oh,
I know some people have called me and said that, and I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're, well, I mean, I am. Do you know? Did you know? Did you read that article in ProPublica about me? There's an article in the ProPublica, which is a national magazine.
Remember we had ProPublica on one time.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly. They,
And
they were doing the article then.
Yeah,
when they came.
we remember we were at the other studio.
That's exactly right.
We had ProPublica on, and they had the same issue that I had.
That's right.
That most of the time in chapter 13, they actually call it a racist issue.
Well, but that's it. But see, but the point is that
I did read that
I
article.
had done more chapter 7s than anybody else in this area in the Western District of Tennessee. That's why I was highlighted in the ProPublica article. So I'm not against 7s. In fact, 7s are cool. But the 13 is just so marvelous. So what we can do, I mean, it's
But it wasn't that marvelous then, though, Jerome.
I feel like a surgeon sometime when
it wasn't that marvelous in 2000, because that's the reason why, you know, what happened is people were, and I don't know if the creditors lobby or the credit cards or whomever,
that's what it was,
got really, really strong.
That's what it was.
But they realized that these 7s were killing them.
Yeah.
You know, so what they fought to force people into 13.
That's exactly right.
Which means that they were going to get their payments. They were going to get money.
They were going to get something.
They were going to get something
because
back.
the difference is, in a chapter 7, creditors, unsecured creditors, because there are 3 types of creditors: secured, unsecured, and priority. So unsecured creditors in a chapter 7 will get 0. So if they can force you into 13, at least they will get something.
Right.
It may not be 100%. It may not be 90%. We called them when I was in law school. Did you take bankruptcy in law school, debtor, creditor, anything like that?
I had to.
Okay.
In my school, that's the statutory code. It used to be. I don't know if it is now.
Really?
But that was the first year statute. No, it wasn't. With taxes. We took taxes. I did taxes first year.
Okay. So well, you had to do it sometime before you came out. But we call them bankruptcy dollars. Bankruptcy dollars are not like real dollars. They could be as little as 10 cents dollars, you know?
Right.
And so that's how it operates in the 13. But there are, I'm advocating 13s because, again, sometimes when I am evaluating it, I feel like I'm doing
You doing bankruptcy surgery?
I'm actually doing brain. This is not brain surgery, but because we can do so many things to relieve the pressure. Because when people come in there, they are under tremendous pressure because the phone is constantly ringing. They're getting all kinds of mail. We used to call it Duns when I was growing up. But the phone is constantly ringing. They don't answer the phone anymore. They're afraid. They're looking at the cars all night long to make sure that it's there.
And get repossessed.
Somebody doesn't come snatch their car. Look, you could be out there. You could be out grocery shopping.
And they'll come get it.
Look, you got all kinds of Kroger bags and stuff. And your car is gone. You think it's been stolen, but the repo man has it.
Repo man, I got you.
That's why we call it relief. Because for the first time, you can get a good night's sleep because you put the matter in the hands of your attorney.
And the great thing, it's funny you say that. And even if they did repossess your car,
that's exactly right.
In bankruptcy, whether it's chapter 7 or 13,
that's exactly.
They got to bring it back.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Look, so all you look, weeping may endure for a night, but joy,
you'll get your car back tomorrow, y'all. Go down and file that bankruptcy. We'll get your car back tomorrow.
Joy comes in the morning. So and that's why there some people give bankruptcy a bad name.
Well,
did you see what Rudy Giuliani had to file bankruptcy?
Yeah. I mean, you would too if they had $148 million judgment against. But let me just tell you, one of the things that I got to say good about our ex-president.
Just one?
Oh no, one of the things that,
Can you say anything good?
Oh, absolutely, man, absolutely. I mean,
okay.
But one of the good things I can say is that he made bankruptcy acceptable.
Oh.
Trump's company had filed bankruptcy on 2 or 3 different occasions, and he boasted about it. He said, "Hey, man, it's the law. I'm entitled to use the law like everybody else." Yeah. And he was such a, I don't want to say positive, but he was such an icon that that made a whole bunch of people that were following him believing that it's okay to file bankruptcy.
That's true. But also, Darryl, make sure we make the difference between a personal bankruptcy and a business bankruptcy.
Well,
so his bankruptcy were business bankruptcies and not personal ones.
But again, I mean, there are business bankruptcies on a guy that says he's worth, $2 or $3 billion.
Right.
So I mean, you can say whatever. There's bankruptcy on a guy who says, I'm a billionaire.
Right.
Whereas, again, he says, or he made it where that was okay to do.
Acceptable, yeah.
And the reason why I think that that's something important for people to know.
Okay.
It's not because it's a great thing or this guy's a great thing. It's because he brought to light a right. And we tell people all the time, man, they drowning. They ready to kill themselves.
And many did.
Yeah, many have killed themselves because they don't know no way out.
That's exactly right.
And they don't want that stigma.
That's exactly
right. If I file it, man, everybody gonna know.
That's exactly
Who cares?
Right. That's exactly right, Darryl.
That's what the law gives you.
That's exactly right.
It empowers you to fresh start.
Well, actually, what it does is it levels the playing field.
Yes, sir.
Because the average consumer has absolutely no power against a big credit card company or a big car company or any of these major companies. You have no power except when you bring along the U.S. bankruptcy court with you.
You bring that court with you. I mean, dude, that stopped everybody in their tracks.
It's called something called the automatic stay.
That shut it down.
Absolutely.
You send that nasty letter out. They mean, stop calling my client.
That's right.
If you call them again, I'm gonna ask for sanctions.
Well, I always say to them, they can't even call your name out loud. They might get back that you were talking about.
I like that one. That's deep there. Hey, y'all, look, we spent another 30 minutes on the show, talked about bankruptcy. We'll try to bring you a new topic for the new year.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, if you have a question, have a concern, have a topic, anything you want to do, shoot us an email, call in the show. Y'all wasting this free law.
Yes.
Y'all wasting these free hours.
Yes. Hey, and we're going to raise our rates next year.
We're going to raise our rates. The bill of our rate going to get up, get higher next year.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you back next week.
You're talking about a good time children. We all come on now.
Center Stage